Kelly is in Arizona. Hi, Kelly. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, thank you so much. Okay, so I'm kind of nervous and I tend to ramble. So if I, start rambling, just tell me to stop and get back on.
Okay, we'll smack you around.
Me too, Kelly. Me too.
Great, good. I'm in good company then. So here's the thing is, my husband and I, when we got married, I found out about debt that he had I didn't know about. And so whether this was the right choice or not, my dad paid it off so we would start out debt-free. And then when we moved down to Arizona, so this is then he had to get an American Express card for work because he didn't have a work card and he had to pay for all of his trips up front and then get reimbursed. And I hated the idea of it, but it was, well, you've got to get it. It's only for work, period. Nothing else, just for work. So we should never have a balance. And then we came to Arizona and he needed a new car and I got that. So he bought a really expensive car, which I did not agree with, and then lied to me about how much it was. He said it was about $38,000. It was $50,000. And then recently he wasn't sure he was going to get his bonus. He did get his bonus for work, and that's when I found out that the American Express has been being used. And he said it was about $10,000. It was actually $18,000. So we had to use his bonus toward that, although he said it's still not fully paid off. So I hate debt. I'm allergic to it. My dad has taught me well. However, when I talk to him about it, he refuses to stop using it. He's made it clear he will still be using the card. Well, I don't know what to do with that because, I have no control over it. But I'm going to be, mentally, let's face it, it's going to be hard. I don't trust him. Every time I see him wearing something new, I feel angry. Because I'm like, we just paid off the money that we needed to put furniture in our house with to pay off your son.
Yeah.
And you're wearing it in front of me.
Okay. So here's the thing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. You guys, regardless of the credit card, there's more going on here. You're simply not on the same page with money. Okay?
No.
And so the conversation would sound like this. The marriages, the number one cause of disagreement, honey, in America, in marriage, and the number one cause of divorce is money fights and money problems. And we have that. We have we have been infected inside of our home with the number one thing that ends marriages. This is going to end our marriage if we don't work on it together, because it does everyone else's. The second thing is that the study of millionaires that we did, we found 0 millionaires out of 10,000 that we studied who became millionaires against their spouse's will. They all learned to work together. So there's 2 data points here that are very important for him and you to come to agreement on. Number one, the number one cause of divorce is money, problems, and disagreements over money. We have that. Mm-hmm. Number 2, we're not unified in how we're handling money, and 100% of the millionaires handle money together in unity with their spouse. We don't have that. So not only are we not destined to have a great marriage, we're also not destined to build wealth. This is a problem.
Yeah.
And I think you need to sit down with him and cut the TV off and look into his eyes and explain to him this is a problem. It has nothing to do with the credit card. We're not on the same page and we're not handling money together. And the way to start it is with a good budget where the two of you agree on all of your spending for your entire household on paper, on purpose, and you negotiate through the disagreements, but then we come to agreement and it's on paper and it becomes a contract before the month begins, and then you both stick to the contract unless you sit down and both of you in the middle of the month decide to adjust it with an emergency budget committee meeting for an adjustment because something has come up. But what happens here is that you don't have a contract, and yet you're trying to hold him to a contract.
So we do have a budget.
No, you don't.
We do have a budget. The thing is that because he thinks the American Express is his right, it's his play money, I don't get to know anything about it.
Well, the money that pays off the American Express either comes from his company or it comes out of your budget. So you don't have a budget.
You have a fantasy of a budget.
You have a budget not counting whatever he wants to take out of it to pay the American Express. And you're not willing to put anything on the American Express line item in the budget. And he has whatever he wants on that line item because he makes it up every month. Thus, we have disagreement.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So what would be something you would do that he, as a behavior of yours, that would just infuriate him?
A behavior I would do?
Mm-hmm. If you just got up and left one afternoon and went home to your mother's for the weekend and didn't even tell him, or you went out with the girls and stayed out till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mine is more my attitude than my behavior.
Yeah, but my point is that he needs to hear that when you do this, it makes me feel like it makes me feel the way you would feel if I did that. I'm not saying you go engage in one of those behaviors. I'm just saying somehow you got to get through this bozo because he thinks this is no big deal and it's driving you berserk.
Yeah. So if I sit down and when I sit down and have this conversation with them, again, but a little bit differently, and I talk about a budget for the American Express, there's no checks and balances.
There shouldn't be a budget for the American Express because 100% of the American Express should be paid by the company. Other than that, he should buy stuff out of your all's budget. Period.
Oh, yeah, no, he won't do that. He has made it clear he won't because he doesn't want me. He doesn't want me.
He wants to spend whatever he wants to spend, which is a deal breaker for you. He needs to hear this.
He's a liar, Dave.
Yeah.
He's married to a liar.
Yeah, exactly. And there's arrogance here that's unbelievable. Yeah, you guys need to go see a marriage counselor. You need to sit down with your pastor. This is going to run into the wall fast.